Alright, what's good? What's going on, everybody? Look, now I've been told you about this build for those who know and those who don't. I've done the math. I've done the testing. I ran the expeditions. I did the hunts, the bounties, everything. This is the best possible build that you can ever have on Devastators. On Outriders with the Devastator. Excuse me, y'all. It is late. It's 1:30 in the morning right now. But my live stream finally worked. So I'm gonna go to y'all. I had it done up already, but look, I'm gonna say forget editing. I'm gonna put it up. This is raw and uncut, y'all. So look, I have two versions of this. There is a Shadow Comet version, and there is a Moaning Winds version. Now, we're gonna focus on the Moaning Winds version because that's what most people like. Technically, if you do the math, Shadow Comet does more damage. But if you just want to keep it simple, if you're good at just switching out your weapons real quick, tapping square or your reload button and switching your weapons to cancel the whole thing, because you don't need to actually reload the weapon, you just need to press reload. Like, make sure you shot at least one bullet out, reload, switch, and switch before it gets done reloading. That's how you mod wins. If you're doing Shadow Comet, which can technically do more, you would just shoot, I would say about two bullets. If you have a faster shooting one, like the actual Fume Pirate that Shadow Comet comes on, shoot like three. That's a good indicator that you'll shoot enough and actually hit something to, drop the comet now. But as you see even here, um, Shadow Comet does more damage. If you break it down, damage per second, taking the cooldowns, even if you put Moaning Winds with three weapons, technically the cooldown would be like 5 seconds, quote unquote, right? It's still 8 seconds, but you usually have to count five from when you're done. Shadow Comet does more damage, regardless. But sometimes Moaning Winds, it's just weird and it's just hitting harder for no reason. Fair reason. I'm not complaining. But you want to get a Dust Shield, you want to get the Moaning Winds gun. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I call it the Moaning Winds gun. And put Fortress on them both. Because in Devastator, we got enough armor to have Fortress at 43% at all times. And then Torment and Agony is what I would recommend because that's clip combustion. So you're basically getting like two quote unquote Moaning Winds, like Moaning Winds and Moaning Winds Jr. at the same time. Um, but yeah, that's for your weapons. Now, since this update, I finally got my helmet. I've been grinding my behind off. This is the hardest grind, like everyone else says. It's crazy. Crazy. Okay? I got a whole bunch of these to drop. Got a couple of these. Been had this though for a while. This finally dropped. I only got one. It's probably not the best armor roll, but I don't care. Finally dropped. So, as you see, we're using Impale. Okay? Let me go ahead and switch over to here. Let y'all see numbers. 306,000 Impale. Golem. Earthquake. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Okay. 172,000 some change. $306 some change. All good, right? So we're gonna use the Ultimate Impaler, so we get two more. Okay, that's three right now. We're gonna get the mod to do more damage for Impale, each and every Impale. I should probably say this. The attributes you want to focus on is Nolly Power first, cooldown reduction second, and after that, Status Power will probably be your best if you want more damage. If you want more survivability, go with either Skill Life Leech, like how this one has, or do. Oh, I don't have it anymore. Oh, okay, switch it out. Or do Healer Received. Okay, either one. Like technically, Status Power can help with a little bit of survivability too, because how we're gonna spec the class. But if you want to focus on damage, go Status Power, Anomaly Power, cooldown reduction. Okay, those are your three you want to focus on. Pretty sure you know that, but just in case if you don't. Now, as you see, we have 3 pieces of the gold stuff. The Seismic Commander set. We get 50% more bleed damage already, okay? The first little bit. Here's our chest. We got it modded for hitting 2 additional targets, so we're hitting 3. Okay, most times, especially when it comes to a lot of alphas and the Apex Predator, stuff like that, or crawlers, a lot of ads, just so you don't miss. Now, this is more of a luxury skill. If you want, the Impale to hit 3 targets instead of 1. But you can very well make this hit 1 target and it still does more damage not only on paper but in practice every time, then the quote unquote meta of the leap wins quake, right? The gravity leap and the earthquake with the one gravity leap mod that lets you do 1.5 times more damage of anomaly damage. It does more damage. Impale with just earthquake does more damage than that. With one impale. Now you have three, so you're gonna do exponentially more damage, okay? Yes, I'm going a little okay? Now see, we got earthquake, extra quake, one more time, so we got two earthquakes, three impales. Impale can hit three people so far in the build. The pants that come with tainted blood, so 25% more damage. So when they do bleed, we're gonna make it hit 75 instead of 50, because with our set bonus plus this, 75% more damage. That's a lot. That's a big increase. Now, mind you, we also got Fortress on our both weapons, 43%. Come on now, we getting high damage over here. Golem, most people, if you look on all these big YouTubers, builds and whatnot, they use Earthquake to do the bleeding. I personally don't do that. Not only through the math, but Golem is one of your only skills that it buffs you up, but it doesn't do any inherent damage. So when Golem, now it does damage. Plus, it makes all the enemies within a 10-meter radius, which is fairly big. Mind you, Money Wins is 8. This is 10. So, it's bigger than that. And your close range damage, which you should be in, is where you get the most damage, your healing, and all that. So, but it will pulse every 2 seconds, and since Golem is a 8-second skill, like it takes 8 seconds for it, when you pop it to when it ends, it's 8 seconds long. It means it bleeds them 4 times. Sporadically, or periodically, I should say, not sporadically. It is every 2 seconds. But now this, if you know what you should pop in this first. Then it will pulse them all in your area. Okay, so the ones behind you, to the side of you, all that. So it help with Money Wins instead of Earthquake, which you would just hit a cone in front of you. If you want to hit someone behind you, you have to turn around and hit them. So it's already better in that aspect. It's just better all around, in my personal opinion, and from my testing. Okay, I recommend you do that. Helps out a lot. This technically gives you 4 type thing. Even when you have 3 earthquakes, you only get 3 quote unquote chances to make someone bleed. Which, mind you, are impale. Whoever gets hit with impale and still lives after that will be bleeding, because you read the skill. What does it say right here? Inflict bleed. It interrupts their skills, inflict bleed, and deal damage. So we're gonna be hitting. People are gonna be bleeding, taking an additional 75%. Just trust me, use this. There's a reason why people use it on firepower builds. But anyways, yes, ignore the close range damage. That does not help in this build. It helps with weapons, and since we're not really, if you're using a Money Wins version of it, it doesn't really help in that aspect. I guess I can look for another pair of gloves, but this build is so overpowered, really. Not really overpowered, but it's so great and so powerful that I don't really have to worry about that. Not tripping on it. I already have anomaly power and cooldown reduction. Not tripping elsewhere. But we're gonna get the mod that's gonna make our earthquakes hit harder, and the other mod that's going to make our impale do 50% more damage to enemies afflicted with bleed. Now, that's 50% on top of the 75% that we got over here. So, come on now. 125% just for impale alone. It's crazy. And our boots, we just got basically another impale and another earthquake. Okay. Now you see the attributes. Non-power cooldown reduction, skill life leech. Okay. Survivability. If you know my builds, if you look at all my previous ones, one of my first builds, survivability and damage, I like that a lot. Right now, I was more focused on just damage, but this, I got survivability with it. Okay. There's those skills. See what's up. Cooldowns. Now, because the helmet took away, because I was, came pre-rolled, took away my cooldown reduction. This used to be 6 seconds if you get that cooldown reduction up top, so if you have every piece with cooldown reduction. The cooldowns are 6 seconds, 14 seconds, 14.4 seconds, which is very nice. But even with the added cooldowns, if you take that in consideration against the leap, the gravity leap, earthquake, and Moni Winds build, this still does way more. Now, to the class, I won't be showing y'all an expedition run, by the way, because this video is already going to be long as it is. If you want to see me running expedition run, tune in, because me and my homeboy Getwise, we will be doing a head-to-head battle comparison, damage comparison, whatever you want to call it. Just head-to-head competition, me versus him, my Devastator versus his Pyromancer. Stay tuned in for that. Yeah, and I will be coming on Technomancer build too. In a little bit, actually. But as you see, we're going to get our anomaly power, get our cooldowns for both our earthquake and our impale. So we're going to get 30 because we're going to get this one over here too. But, keep going. We're going to get anomaly power, keep going all the way down. As you see, we're going to get our golem cooldown, a little bit quicker. It helps out. It's like 2 pieces of gear right here help out. So definitely want that. This is our golem buff, the famous golem buff for all anomaly power builds. Resistance piercing actually helps because if you read it, it ignores a percentage of the enemy's resistance dealing ability damage, not weapon damage, ability damage. So when they are resisted to our interrupts or some of our, status effects and stuff like that, this helps out because this is 15%. Later on, we'll get another 15 for 30, just like we have 30% cooldown with this and a 15% cooldown with that. Because we're dealing with a lot of numbers here, okay? Another anomaly power. This stone circle, you want to extend your close range. The distance to consider close range 4 meters. Helps you out with survivability, helps you out with damage. It helps you really just in every aspect, really. Stone circles are very nice and pretty much required skill. Helps you out in so many ways. This other cooldown, anomaly power. You want to get the executioner one because it makes you do more damage and it will allow you to impale the enemies. Because if you read here, if you actually impale them, if they're low enough and you impale them, it makes them look like this. And I'll let it play. It makes them look like that, right? Or if they don't have enough health and you impale them like that, then I just say, it's a powerful bonus to armor and health regeneration to all allies, so yourself and everyone in your group for 9 seconds. So it helps out there, okay? So this helps out just that much more. It does 20% more damage. Anomaly power right here. We're gonna come down here and get the 30% more damage for bleed. That helps out, more damage, more damage. We're gonna make our bleed heal us for 20% of the damage, 25% of the damage that it does. We're gonna come back up here to the main line. Keep going down the line, basically skill life leech. We're gonna get this to make sure we're increase our armor by anomaly power because our anomaly power is very high. We can keep our armor up high, help us with fortress always being up, things of that nature. And just survivability all around. We're gonna get our resistance piercing and our 30% more damage. So we get our 30% resistance piercing here with our other one and this one, and this is 60% more damage to bleed. So, or that our bleed does. Let me say that. And then this is 50% more damage for our impale and our earthquake. So as you see, with all these percentages, it is crazy. Okay, trust me on this. Even without this last percentage, this build still does more damage than the other meta build. I only compare that with that build because I see a lot of people on YouTube praise that build, give that build credit and all this other stuff. But I feel like some people are being a little YouTube sheep. I'm not gonna blame y'all. I would do the research for y'all if y'all don't want to do it, whatever. But look, this does more damage than anything else. It's the best combination, does more damage than firepower build. So you can do a Devastator. Anomaly power Devastator is the way to go. Okay. Now if you want to do Moni Winds version, okay, we're gonna shoot just one bullet because you don't really need much. Okay. Now what I like to do is go ahead and do Moni Winds all 3 guns first. Then we're gonna get into our abilities as a rotation. This rotation part, okay? So boom, that right. Now you can switch one more time, or we can do that later. But then we're gonna pop this. Actually, now I'm a little bit lagging, so excuse me. And then we're gonna spam. Everything's dead. Even the boss would be dead at this point. But if not, we're gonna boom. Look. And we're gonna rinse and repeat basically, okay? We can do it that way, on that speed, or if you want to throw in more Morning Winds, you can do it at a different speed, okay? Because then the Morning Winds does slightly more damage, like base form, than Impale, but with our Impale and all the buffs that we have, it does a lot more. If you, my previous video that I was going to edit up, it would show like at times Morning Winds hit 900,000, but Impale's hitting 1.1 million, you know, per Impale, and I'm hitting 3 enemies times 4. That's 12 million right there with just Impale. Come on now. I can't make this stuff up. It's a lot. Now, you won't always be in a million per Impale or over a million per Impale. You can hit, I've hit personally 4 million on one Impale. Just one of the Impales. Not adding them together, just one individual spike off the ground. But look, even with that, that does crazy amount of numbers. If you times that by 3 and times that by 4. Crazy, okay? But, look. This would do, you can do your Morning Winds. Now, I can't do it faster, so I'm only trying to go a little bit slower for help some viewers, and I'm a little bit lagging, because it is late. Then you could just do your Earthquakes. So you're doing your 3 there. Then pop Golem. Then hit your Morning Winds again. Then hit Impale. Because mind you, when you pop Golem here, right, you see this little thing at the bottom. It's going down a countdown timer of 8 seconds. But if you read, like for example, this bonus goes for 10 seconds, so you have 2 seconds after your Golem goes off. So if it goes off, like right after it goes off, you're like, oh my goodness, I messed up. Don't worry about it. You have 2 seconds still. Continue on through the rotation and keep pushing, okay? Now, if you don't want to hit all your Morning Winds and then the whole loadout, and if you don't want to hit just Earthquake first, then you could, like basically, if you don't want to go left to right or hit, you know, center, left to right, then you can do it pretty much any way. You could section it off where you hit Golem, do your Earthquakes, because you popping Golem 1 second, hitting 3 Earthquakes 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Now if you're on one gun and you switch back, that's a whole another second, which if you kept up with the beginning of the video, when you hit your Morning Winds, right? 1, 2, 3, right? And that's 3 seconds out of your 8-second cooldown for Morning Winds. So you did your Golem, then your 3 Earth. Now by time, if I'm on this, but I started on my Death Shield one, I can just switch over Death Shield, and then bam, it's ready to go again. That's if you want to do it that way, then at that point, your Golem should either be back or close to coming back. You can get it in reposition, or you can just go ahead, hit 1 Impale, then hit your Golem. More likely your Golem will be back already though. You know, I'm just doing worst case scenario, maybe you're lagging or whatever. But hit Golem, then hit all 4 Impales, and then go back and do the same thing all over again. You know, switch. Now when I say switch, because remember I started with my Death Shield, but the Morning Winds gun is what I came back to after, you know, from my sidearm. So all I gotta do now is switch back. I can do it before I basically use my powers, or I can do it right before I go back and use my powers. After I'm done use up, I use it before, excuse me, oh man, it's late, it's almost 2 now. I can use it before I use my powers, okay? I can go ahead and switch over, okay? So switch. right? Then use my powers, whatever. Or I can go ahead and use my powers, then switch after I've done using my powers, and then do them all so that I get the timing right, utilize money wins just right, all that good stuff. Okay, it's really choice is yours. There's a lot of different ways. There's 4 effective ways, like I talked about, and I mentioned in this video how to utilize them. Um, this build and this loadout for the most optimized rotation. But look, that's about all I got. This video's really long as it is. So look, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let YouTube know it's a good video. I will be coming out with more. I will do a Take a Mention soon. I also play other games, so check out my channel if you want to look at other games like DC, this game Outriders, Destiny, other games pretty much. Let me know in the comments below any other games you want me to play or mention or think about playing. Um, Let me know what I should do. Let me know your experience in utilizing this build. All that good stuff, man. Like the video, share this around to everybody so we can let people know what is the best thing. I'm starting to see more and more YouTube videos pop up about my build, but I thought I put it out before, but YouTube didn't let me do it. It got deleted somehow. Then I tried to record everything and do it when I got my helmet, and my live stream wasn't working, so then I had to go and edit videos. Man, I'm not gonna front being a little lazy, so now I'm live streaming now. That's why it's raw and uncut. It's like hurry we get out to y'all, okay? Information. Sometimes package it pretty, sometimes it's raw and uncut. Right now you're getting raw and uncut. But look, if you want to see more pretty videos, stay tuned, man. I will be editing. I won't be lazy all the time. But without further ado, y'all, I'm out. So long.